What's up? I haven't heard that since the 90s. This is a Christopher Ward C65 Trident Vintage automatic watch by British watchmaking company Christopher Ward, and it features a Sellita SW200-1 automatic movement with 26 joules, an anti-shock system, and a classic frequency of 28,800 vibrations per hour. Second hand ticks 8 times a second, giving it a pretty smooth sweep. It's got a date wheel at 3 o'clock, and this is white on black to fit in with the black dial. It has baton indices filled, that they're applied. Can you see they're not printed? They're applied indices, and they are filled with old radium superluminova. So you have the superluminova on the indices, on the baton minute and hour hand, and that glows really well in the night. Glows all night long. Very, very legible in the dark. It's truly superb. The second hand, can you make out, has the trident on the balance there. Gives it a little bit of interest. We have the Christopher Ward logo over at the 9 o'clock. A little bit controversial amongst the Christopher Ward aficionados. This is the first watch that featured the new logo and was relatively poorly received, I think. People don't like change, but potentially that's the main reason for not liking it. I personally like it. I think it works really well. I like that it's a little bit unusual that we don't have a logo at the 12 o'clock, and it balances well with the date. The only other bit of writing we have is automatic, written there at 6 o'clock. The stainless steel case is brushed and polished, so can you make that out? There's a little polished, highly polished edge there. The rest is brushed, and the bezel is brushed, little step bezel there. It has an anti-reflective glass box sapphire crystal. Can you see that? Oh, hang on, sorry about that. Can you see it's flat sapphire crystal? Is it totally flat? Looks like it's got a slight. I think it's. You know what? I think it's slightly curved. It's really nice. It's proud of the watch itself, but I've never knocked it, and even if I did, it's sapphire, so it's going to be very, very scratch resistant. The crown is signed, has the Christopher Ward logo deeply engraved into it, and the crown is screwed down, and it's a hacking movement, as you would expect. So the second hand stops when I pull it all the way out, put it back in to change the date, and it's hand winding as well, and it's got a very nice smooth hand winding action. Let's have a quick look at the back. We've got the Christopher Ward logo, Trident logo. Oh, it's a bit scruffy. Sorry about that. I should have cleaned it before. We've got a bit of writing all the way around the edge. It's just a normal screw down back. It's very handsome, very nice. Now I've put this onto an old-fashioned canvas strap. I think it completes the look perfectly in my eyes. Let's put it on, shall we? And you can see what it looks like on. I consider this to be a sort of a field watch, really, an automatic field watch. There we go. So I have a 37.5 inch wrist. I have a 7.5 inch wrist, and that watch looks just right on there. I think you can see it reflecting lovely. It's really sits nicely on the wrist. It's very comfortable, very light watch to wear. Let's give it a few dimensions, shall we, so we can see what we're talking about. 38 millimeters in diameter and 11 millimeters in thickness, and the lug width 20 millimeters, and lug to lug 45 millimeters. So a very handsome watch with perfect dimensions for everyday wear, and it's a glorious watch. I have really enjoyed wearing this. It does everything I need it to do. Glows in the dark, tells me the time, looks really good, has the date, is waterproof. Oh, I should have mentioned, is waterproof to 150 meters. 150 meters. It doesn't even say it on the dial. It's something to be proud of, and they're very casual about it at Christopher Ward. So 150 meters and screw down crown. So that's really quite something. That's everything I can tell you about this watch, I think. Other than it's one of my favourites. For me, anything that uses old radium superluminova is onto a winner. And when they've combined it with such beautiful styling, they've made an absolute classic. And this is called the Trident Vintage Edition, and I think it does have a vintage air to it. I mean, it's brand new, give or take, but it's got a vintage air to it. I think it's going to be a future classic. So that's it. The Christopher Ward C65 Trident Vintage Automatic Watch. Highly recommended. A very enjoyable watch. Please subscribe for more videos. I'll see you soon.